All right, guys, we're live. Not live again. We're recording in my office. Today I moved my OBS screen to not over the bottom because yesterday I was talking like this, and so today I'm testing something new and moving it up closer to my camera as far as I can get it, so when I'm looking at my screen and my talking headness, I'm not looking down like this anymore. So this hopefully is a little bit more entertaining for people because my camera's right here and my face is right here. So cool. Today's topic I thought I wanted to talk about is leadership. So I was coming through some more research. I'm not sure what my methodology is for what I want to achieve with this idea yet. I'm just working through various ideas that I rattle through my head, and I'm testing and iterating. So I'm not the kind of guy that has like this huge career of one singular thing. I'm a little bit of a polymath, and I have a lot of different skills and everything. So on each video that you're going to see from me day to day is going to be, oh my god, my mustache is horrible. I need to comb it, fix it. Each video is going to be a different topic. So today I thought I'd share my thoughts on leadership and doing the research. There's a lot of different things that people look for when they're asking questions about leadership. And a lot of it is like, what qualities make a good leader? What can leadership be taught? What leadership styles are best? And there's a lot of different things that I, from my experience, can speak of. I come from a military background. I'm the only currently surviving military member in my family. The next one in line was my grandfather. He served in both World War II and Vietnam. He died in his 90s, and then so there was like a little generational gap before me serving and enlisting in the Navy. And so right now I'm the only one with military experience in my family. And that was when I really kind of got a lesson in leadership, was coming from that background, going into boot camp and really dissecting what it is. And it's pretty, for me, leadership was really, really fascinating because as a younger guy, there's all these different elements that leaders can take on. It's really all just about personality. The leader in the group is literally the one person of any group of people that people look for guidance in things. It has nothing to do with assignment. It's literally a empathetic connection in any group of people. That can be a sporting team, a office setting, a job site, some kind of club, or a person in your family or a group of friends. There's usually 1 to 2 people that are the top of the group, not in pecking order or power hierarchy. It literally is just the person that guides things, what the group does, and coalesces and kind of commingles about. There's typically socially, in that social dynamic, there's usually one person that is guiding the whole thing, that the whole thing centers around. It's typically their agenda and their goals and outcomes, and hopefully their goals and outcomes work best for the group. And then that is how they guide things. So in my family, as the father and the husband, I'm typically the leader. I'm usually the one guiding my children along. They have their own things that they want to do, but the household and our goals typically is rooted in mine. And me and my wife, we parent and we collaborate, but her personality and mine and how we mesh, we come up to decisions together as a family, what works best for us as a family, and we cooperate. But when sometimes when really hard decisions need to be made, sometimes she'll just forego that final decision and just put that burden on me to decide. And so that's why in the group dynamic of my family, I tend to be the primary leader of the household. And it's not something I volunteered for. I met my wife, we had our family. It's just something that is a social construct of how people commingle and co-collaborate and organize their lives. And so typically what happens is if people are bad leaders, and if you're forced to really be there, you'll have argumentation and pivoting a lot of the times. A good leader typically has the trust of the shepherd and the flock that follows them. And so there's a lot of different skills that can bring about good leadership. And in my opinion, in my experience, it's is someone that has a lot of trust, is honest, and listens well. Those are the key things, and is kind of like a dynamic collaborator, not afraid to get their hands dirty. But it works differently for different groups. I might not be a good leader for a girls cheerleading squad, but for a security team in the military, I was. So, but I'm not the most hard-headed, regimented, do this or on the law kind of person. Something about my personality and my goals and my strive, intellectually and socially and dynamically, people built trust in me and just started following my initiatives. And I wasn't I wasn't ever the smartest person in the room when I was doing things. I was never the one that needed to be heard last or heard first. Oftentimes I would just listen and not really speak when in meetings and trying to figure out team dynamics. I would oftentimes be the leader follower. I'm following the team, but I'm helping guide getting past those hurdles and getting the movement going. So that's kind of the different dynamics. And so you'll see a lot of different videos of people having different mindsets. Today, the world kind of struggles a lot in work and how we relate with our communities. And so there's a lot of people talking about like good or bad qualities. Like if you get into politics, you'll hear every person out there giving their sense of like, this person's leading us down this horrible road, we're going to World War III or what have you. So everyone's got their different ideas of how they want their society and their community to run, and that's management. That's not leadership. What I'm talking about here is human, empathetic, emotional communication, like just commingling and coexisting skills. And so those are the skills that you can develop in leadership that help you become a better leader if you are striving to become a better leader in your household, your team, your organization, at work, your church, your club, whatever it is you strive for. Often rooting yourself in the most human, basic, socially responsible skills is what helps you become the best leader possible. And just learning and understanding how to read and receive feedback from others will make you a good leader. We can go into this further, but I just wanted to get this video out there for people to understand and hope. And so if you're curious to understand if leadership can be taught, it absolutely can. It absolutely can, because everyone has the capacity to be a good leader. From a small, one-on-one little group of people all the way to the upper echelons of organizations. Everyone has the capacity, because you're a human. You have a voice. You have your own intelligence. You have your own ideas and emotions. And if you have a voice and you're willing to speak and listen, not just speak, like speaking is important, but listen, and a desire to cooperate, and guide the group has the best leadership outcomes, in my opinion. Not to be right, not to win, not to wage war or hurt people. The desire to cooperate and come together and come to an understanding has the best leadership outcomes and the best leadership traits in that human being. So I hope, mull that over. I could be wrong. You can argue against me, but in my experience as a young man in sports and being shy and growing into myself later in life, going through the military, I never wanted it. I never wanted leadership. It was just, I gravitated towards it because I, one, had an innate curiosity for communication and friendship and bonds of people, and just doing right by people at the expense of myself. So morally, I put the group of others before me. I would work harder over the others. I would stay longer, do extra tasks to make sure people are protected and well cared for, and speak up when I felt like something was missed and someone's voice wasn't heard. And I think those moral qualities that I had rooted in my personality kept popping up, and naturally the cyclicality and the reiteration of it over time showed me that I think people have something about my personality where they naturally gravitate towards leadership. And having a military background amongst civilians really helps that education framework. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Feel free to like, share, follow more videos. I'm looking to put out more. You'll see me on the regular. Hope you enjoyed. Feel free to give me any comments on feedback or your thoughts on this video if you're watching this. See you later.